Ever notice how some folks nail their goals effortlessly, while others just can't catch a break, no matter how hard they try? I remember feeling stuck, watching others succeed effortlessly while I struggled to keep up. You know, the type always on top of their game, smashing deadlines, staying fit, and living the dream life. Meanwhile, there you are, putting in the same amount of work, trying to juggle everything, but still feeling stuck with little to show for it. It's frustrating, right? But here's the truth. It's not luck or some magical talent. The real difference between those who succeed and those who struggle comes down to one simple thing: daily habits. Success isn't about making big, dramatic changes overnight. It's about small, consistent habits you build daily. Think about it. You don't become an expert by doing something once in a while. You get better by showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Whether it's reading a chapter, drinking more water, or getting a 10-minute walk in, these small actions compound over time and lead to big results. I know what you're thinking, this sounds simple enough, but how does it really work? Well, there's science behind it. Research shows that small daily habits can lead to significant improvements over time. Once you understand how habits work, you can stack them to create momentum in your life. I'll dive deeper into that in a bit. But for now, just know this. It's not about overnight success or talent. It's about the little things you do every day that add up. So if you've ever wondered what their secret is, stick around. I'm going to show you how to make daily habits your secret weapon for success. When we think about achieving big goals, we often imagine making huge changes overnight. But is that really the best approach? It's easy to get caught up in the idea of quick, dramatic results. We set lofty targets like losing 30 pounds in a month, writing a book in a week, or running a marathon in 3 months. But here's the truth. Most of us fail before we even get close. Why? Because those goals are too big to be sustained by drastic changes alone. We need to start smaller. Think of small habits like dropping a pebble in a pond. At first, it doesn't seem like much, but those ripples spread out over time, creating bigger waves. This is the compound effect: small, consistent actions building on each other and creating huge results over time. The power of small habits lies in their ability to add up and over time create momentum that feels almost effortless. I've been there. I've set big, ambitious goals, only to get frustrated when I couldn't stick with them. I remember trying to write a book in a month, thinking I'd spend hours every day working on it. But life got in the way, and I ended up burning out. Then I changed my approach. Instead of setting unrealistic goals, I started writing just 200 words a day. Some days, that was all I could manage. But over time, those small actions added up, and before I knew it, I had completed my manuscript. Not because I tried to do everything at once, but because I focused on the small, manageable steps each day. This idea of small improvements is exactly what James Clear talks about in his best-selling book, Atomic Habits. Clear emphasizes that success is not about making huge changes overnight. It's about getting 1% better every day. This simple concept transforms the way we think about achieving goals. Instead of focusing on the big leap, we focus on the small actions we can take consistently. And over time, those tiny improvements compound into something much bigger. Our brains are wired for routine. When we do something regularly, it eventually becomes automatic. It's like learning to drive a car. You start out thinking about every little thing, but after a while, it becomes second nature. The same thing happens with habits. When we repeat an action enough times, it becomes ingrained in our brains, making it easier and easier to stick with. This is why small habits are so powerful. They build the foundation for success without requiring overwhelming effort. Next time you think about a big goal, ask yourself, what's one tiny habit I can start today that will add up over time? It's not about doing everything at once, but about doing something small consistently every day. That's how you create lasting change. Habits are more than just actions we repeat. They are ingrained patterns in our brain that shape our behavior. But how do habits form? The science behind habits is fascinating and can help us leverage our brain's natural processes for lasting change. Charles Duhigg, in The Power of Habit, breaks habit formation down into a simple but powerful loop: cue, routine, and reward. Here's how it works. Cue. This is the trigger that initiates the habit. It could be anything like feeling tired or stressed, or something external like hearing your alarm clock. Routine. This is the behavior you perform in response to the cue. It could be grabbing a cup of coffee in the morning or going for a run after work. Reward. This is what your brain craves, the positive feeling or result you get after the routine. The reward reinforces the habit, making it more likely you'll repeat it next time. The more you repeat this loop, the stronger the connection between the cue and the reward becomes. Over time, the routine becomes automatic. You don't even have to think about it. It just happens. Think about brushing your teeth. Most of us don't consciously think about it. It's a habit we perform without questioning. This same principle applies to any good habit, like exercising regularly or reading a chapter a day. Once your brain associates the cue with the reward, the action becomes second nature. Our brains crave efficiency. They love habits because they conserve mental energy. This is why making new habits stick is all about working with your brain's natural tendencies. Here's how to do it. Start small. Begin with a tiny, easy-to-repeat habit. For example, commit to writing one sentence a day instead of trying to finish a whole chapter. The more consistent you are, the stronger the neural connections, making the habit easier to form. Pair it with an existing habit. This is called habit stacking. For instance, if you make coffee every morning, add 5 minutes of stretching right after. Linking new habits to existing ones makes them easier to remember. Celebrate the reward. Even small positive feelings like ticking off a task on your to-do list reinforce the habit. This feel-good moment makes your brain eager to repeat the behavior. Understanding how habits form and leveraging the cue routine reward loop puts you in control. By starting small, stacking habits, and celebrating wins, you can turn deliberate actions into automatic behaviors. When the brain is on your side, success is just a matter of time. Ever think that success hinges on one big, life-changing event? Think again. Success often comes from tiny, consistent actions over time. Let's take a look at how some real-life examples show the power of small habits and daily effort. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, is a major advocate for small improvements. His story shows how tiny changes can lead to massive success. After suffering a life-threatening injury, James realized that the road to success wasn't about huge strides, but small, consistent actions every day. He started with simple habits, writing just one sentence a day or doing a short workout. Over time, these actions compounded into dramatic results. He introduced the 1% improvement idea. If you get 1% better every day, it leads to extraordinary success over time. Instead of burning out trying to make dramatic changes, James built habits that supported his long-term success. Jimmy Fallon, host of The Tonight Show, often talks about how his daily habits shaped his career. Fallon's success didn't happen overnight. It's the result of years of work writing jokes, practicing his craft, and rehearsing daily. His commitment to showing up every day and consistently improving made him one of the top names in late-night TV. Fallon proves that success is built on the consistency of small daily habits, not one big breakthrough. It's not just James Clear and Jimmy Fallon. Successful figures in every field understand the power of consistent action. Take Kobe Bryant, for example. One of the greatest basketball players ever, Bryant was known for his relentless work ethic. He practiced for hours every day, refining his skills and pushing himself to get better. His success wasn't a result of a few lucky moments, it came from daily, consistent effort. Entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk also swear by the power of small daily actions. They've both emphasized how small, consistent progress is the key to long-term success. Whether it's waking up early to stay productive or sticking to a disciplined schedule, their success is built on habits that keep them moving forward day by day. By looking at these examples, it's clear. Success doesn't come from giant leaps, but from the consistency of small, repeatable actions. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and trust that the compound effect will take care of the rest. Success doesn't come from drastic overnight changes. It's about starting small, staying consistent, and building habits that support your long-term goals. If you focus on making small, manageable changes every day, you'll eventually see big results. The key to building habits is starting small. Choose an action that feels so simple you can't possibly fail. The goal isn't to overwhelm yourself with big tasks, it's to make progress without the pressure. For example, if you want to drink more water, start with just 1 glass every morning. It's a tiny step, but it's a win. Once that becomes part of your routine, you can gradually increase the amount. The initial focus should be on making it effortless because the easier you make it, the more likely you are to stick with it. One easy way to make a habit stick is by setting up environmental cues that trigger your behavior. Your environment can remind you of the habit you want to form, making it easier to stay consistent. For example, want to exercise in the morning? Set your gym clothes next to your bed the night before. Want to read more books? Leave a book on your pillow before bed. These small cues serve as gentle reminders, helping you stay on track without even thinking about it. A big obstacle in building habits is the pressure to be perfect. We often feel like we have to do things flawlessly or we failed. But here's the truth. It's okay to slip up. Miss a day? Don't beat yourself up. Focus on getting back on track the next day. Think about learning an instrument. You wouldn't expect to master it in 1 week, right? It takes time, practice, and persistence. The same goes for any new habit. Don't let one mistake derail your progress. The key is showing up every day, even if it's just a small step forward. Big results don't happen overnight. Success takes time, and the progress you make today will show up in bigger ways tomorrow. It's the compound effect that works in your favor. Even the smallest improvement, when repeated over time, adds up to massive results. Stay persistent, even when progress feels slow. The magic of small habits is that they eventually build upon each other, leading to huge results that you can't always predict in the moment. But if you keep going, you'll start seeing the results in ways you never thought possible. The secret to success isn't about making huge changes all at once. It's about creating small habits that build up over time. Start small, stay consistent, and let the compound effect do its magic. Trust that if you keep at it, you'll see results you never imagined. Setbacks are natural when forming new habits. It's easy to feel discouraged when you slip up, but setbacks aren't failures, they're part of the journey. Life happens, and sometimes you can't keep up with your goals. Whether it's a busy schedule, unexpected events, or just feeling unmotivated, setbacks can be frustrating. Don't let them stop you. Treat them as learning experiences. Falling off track doesn't erase your progress, it's just a temporary hiccup. What matters is how you bounce back and move forward. When you miss a day or even a week of your habit, forgive yourself and start again without judgment. Resilience separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's easy to think, I've already messed up, so why bother? But that's the wrong mindset. It's never too late to start over. Every day is a new chance to get back on track. Focus on the present and what you can do today to get closer to your goal. Staying motivated can be tough. Motivation ebbs and flows. It's not always there when you need it. How can you keep motivation high when excitement fades? One way is to track your progress. Seeing small wins add up over time is motivating. Use a journal, app, or simple checklist to track your daily progress. Celebrate your wins, whether it's a treat, a break, or just acknowledging your effort. Rewarding yourself keeps motivation high and makes the process feel more enjoyable. If motivation wanes, find a habit buddy. Having someone to hold you accountable makes all the difference. Whether it's a friend, family member, or an online community, knowing someone is rooting for you provides the extra push you need. Accountability adds a layer of consistency and support that can be crucial for staying on track. Success isn't just about building habits. It's about staying committed to the process, even when things don't go as planned. Resilience, patience, and accountability are the keys to overcoming challenges along the way. Stay persistent, and remember, setbacks don't define you, they're just part of the road to success. As we've discussed, success isn't about dramatic, overnight changes. It's built on small, consistent habits that compound over time. Whether it's writing a sentence a day, drinking more water, or exercising for a few minutes, the key is to start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. Over time, these small actions lead to big transformations you might not even see coming. They're happening, step by step. Setbacks will happen. It's normal to stumble along the way. But what matters most is your resilience, the ability to bounce back and keep going, even when it feels like you're not making progress. As James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Build a system of small habits that work for you, and success will follow. Now I challenge you, start small today. Pick one habit, just one, and focus on it. Whether it's drinking a glass of water each morning or doing 5 minutes of stretching, commit to it. Make it so easy you can't fail. When you do, celebrate that small win. That's the momentum you need to keep going. If you're ready to dive deeper into habit building, I highly recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a powerful resource for developing lasting habits and creating systems that support your goals. And if you're watching this on social media or YouTube, leave a comment below and share one habit you're committing to today. Let's build a community of people focused on consistent growth and supporting one another. The power of small habits is in your hands. Start building the future you want, one small action at a time.